Welcome back to an ultra short Leica Q3 episode where I want to show you something very interesting. And I have all three Q3 cameras here in front of me on the table: the Q3 28, the Q3 monochrome, and the Q3 43. And I have also my Leica SL3 here in front of me on the table. And what I want to quickly discuss after a visit at the Leica headquarters in Switzerland is where the sensor is actually sitting in these three Q3 cameras. Why is it interesting? Well, we'll find it out in the course of the video. Let's kick this off. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, support my work. Many thanks for that. All right. So why is it interesting to know where the sensor is sitting? Well, normally in professional photography, you have a sensor plane mark on the camera body. And let me show you on my Leica SL3 reporter. You see this marker here? This is where the sensor is sitting, right here. And that is important because whenever you measure the distance actually is from the subject to the sensor plane. And I posted a more complex video some time back where I wanted to find out whether the focal length of the Leica Q3 43 is really 43 millimeter. And I will post a link down below in the info box so you can look this up. And I had the problem that there is no sensor plane mark on Leica Q3 cameras. No matter how long we stare at the camera body, there is just nothing there. Also not here. And you can second guess. You might also rely on some tear downs, which you might find in the web, but it's not reliable information. And the same applies to all three Q3 cameras, the 43, the Q3 monochrome, and the Q3 28. There is no sensor plane mark like we have it here, or like we have it on Hasselblad X2D and X2D Mark II cameras and so on. It's actually best practice to have that sensor mark, because if I want to measure a distance with a laser or a meter, I start here with 0 and then I continue until I reach my subject. And that's why a sensor plane mark is very important. On Leica Q3 cameras, we don't have that sensor plane marker. And I was speculating in my video back then where the sensor is sitting. And I was looking into some teardowns in the web, and I speculated the sensor is sitting very close to the lens, somewhere here. And that was my speculation. And at least nobody in the comments said I'm going in the wrong direction here with my speculation. But recently I was invited by Leica Switzerland in their headquarters. Is actually in a very small village called Nidau. Nidau is embedded in another small village, which is called Biel. And Biel is very close to Bern, the capital city of Switzerland. And I was spending the afternoon there and was looking into their labs and how they repair lenses, cameras. They have a huge supply there for all kinds of spare parts, which you might need on your cameras. And they explained to me everything I asked and wanted to know. And one of my questions was, where is actually the sensor sitting in the Leica Q3? And finally, they did not only explain it to me, they also made me a gift. They donated to me a Summilux 28mm f1.7 widest open aperture, which is sitting in the Leica Q3 monochrome and is sitting in the Leica Q3 28. And that is the lens. And what I always said back then already, years back, when I spoke about Leica Q3 cameras, I said the price tag of the whole camera is very likely the price tag of the lens standalone. And here it is. That's the lens standalone. But here is a module, and that's where the sensor is sitting. Look at that. In this compartment here, the sensor is sitting. So it's very close to the lens. If you think about that part here, sitting flat on the camera body, then the sensor is coming right behind. And now we know where the sensor is sitting, and I can do precise measurements in the future when I do this type of videos as I did back then. And that is for me a huge asset to have this module here. They just donated it to me. I'm very happy to have it because it shows very clearly where the sensor is sitting, and it's sitting right where the lens is sitting. So here, as I speculated back then, it's exactly here, right? Here is the lens sitting. This is the part vanishes behind the body texture here. This is this part here. And then you have here probably 0.5 centimeter, and then the sensor is right there. I think this is a very nice module. I think it's a very nice gesture that they gave this to me out of their supply stock, and that I have it now here, and it will always remind me where the sensor is sitting on a Leica Q3. That's basically all I wanted to say and show. I think it's very hard to find good teardowns of Leica Q3 cameras. I will not do a teardown of one of my cameras because they are freaking expensive and I like to shoot them and use them. But here is the essential part of the camera, not the image processor, of course, not other electronic circuits and components, but the lens with the compartment for the sensor. If you liked that video, don't forget to drop me a thumbs up. Stay tuned on my channel. There's always more to come. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and healthy. And of course, peace out.